whisper ASMR. Hello, 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 hello guys. It's good to see you again. I'm filming in our living room today. Normally, I have my setup in the bedroom where we have our work table or work spot, so to speak. The electrically adjustable computer table, so it's more ergonomic, but today I wanted to hang around in our living room like I could just hang around the living room. I'm just hanging on the couch, but I figured this would be a nice change for today. I actually filmed one video with the puzzle video part 2 was filmed in our kitchen. Our kitchen table was my base of operations that time. So you've basically been in every room in our apartment. Today my drink of choice is Pepsi Max Lime. And I actually do have a cup of coffee next to me here. But it's already cold, but I'm still going to drink it. With me, no amount of coffee goes to waste. I'm not sure if this moving of the cord can be heard in this microphone to you guys. I can hear it onto my headphones. I already dirtied my sketchbook, but I figured today is going to be a bit random. I have this beautiful, I believe it just doesn't have an English word for it. In Finnish it's kappa. There's a Swedish word for it, I believe it's kappe. So not much difference there, one letter. But it's an old measuring tool. This one is a relic from my grandparents. It dates to 1904. This was built back then. It is quite a simple tool. It's just basically a wooden box with its not, how do you say it? waterproof. It's not completely sealed. It can have some holes, like this one has. Quite a big chunk there on the bottom, and the seams are not, and that's the word, seamless. It's not seamless. And here we can also see quite a bit of a gap here. It makes a bit of noise, but it's quite a beautiful piece of history that we've managed to keep, and now it's more of an ornamental piece. We have it in our bedroom. Now that was loud. Thank God for editing. But I figured I could try sketching this onto here on this paper while we make some random mouth sounds, some words we can whisper, but mostly comforting sounds, mouth sounds and such. But before that, I have this basic information on kappa. This says 5 liters, so it's approximate. And kappa is used to measure dry ingredients. This one, in Finland mostly, it's known for measuring potatoes. Peruna kappa, potato kappa. But it was basically a standardized measuring tool to measure quickly something that is not necessarily relative to measure, for example, potatoes. They can be different sized. Some are big, some are small. So it's more useful to have this container to measure. And if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't measured to the top. It was more measured with a heap, like a heaping spoonful. So, however much this could hold, that's what you get. But when I tried to find the info, I was looking for English word for kappa, which I didn't find. I stumbled upon this old Finnish measuring units. I believe in English this Wikipedia page is known as obsolete Finnish measures or measuring units, but they are not used nowadays so much. But the words in here are fun. Kappale mitat. Kappale mitta. These are something that measure the amount of something. For example, one tikkuri equals to 10 pieces of leathers or furs, and one kiihtelys equals to 40 squirrel skins. Squirrel leather, I believe it's skin. We used to, back in the olden days, when we didn't have money, we used animal skins, and squirrel's skin was standardized for a tool of trade, as a tool of trade. Thank God for money, we don't have to kill animals anymore for that. And some measuring units we got from Sweden, because for quite a long time Finland was under Swedish rule before we lost our independence to Russia, and then I'm not sure if it's which way around, Russia, Sweden, no, or did we go back and forth? Can't remember. I didn't pay much attention at school, but eventually we did get our independence. But there are some more common in English. For example, we have one jalka, which is 1 foot, basically 12 inches, and it is widely used even today. Not in Finnish or Finland or mostly Europe, we use metric system. 1 inch equals to 1/24 of a kyynärä. Kyynärä is like, I believe it's this, about the length of the forearm, maybe. Go on. But it's, let's see, 1 kyynärä equals to 0.6 meters, so yeah, 60 centimeters. Well, this maybe from the elbow to the tip of the fingers. Nah, it's not that long. One line equals 1/12 of an inch, so 2.1 millimeters. 1 syli is 1, what's this, lap? It's 1.8 meters. I believe that's has been used pretty much. So the measurement from the tip of your fingers to the other tip of a standard-sized man, possibly, or whoever came up with these measurements. And then we have some measurements for weight, and from the measurements of volume we have the kappa, and officially kappa is for 4.6 liters. This one says 5 liters, but it wasn't so strict. We have also one tunnuri, which is one barrel. I think it is still the same, 146.5 liters. They measure oil in barrels. One nelikko, which is like one foursome, or quadruplets, or something like that. It's 109.9 liters. They don't know where this measurement came from. It has lähde, which is source, and question mark. Can be verified. Noisy neighbors. But anyways, we can continue. That can go there. We can have a sip of Pepsi. I don't know if you heard it, the fizzing. But now we can take our own time and just relax. Try not to think of that many things. Just relax. 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 And breathe. Breathe peacefully. 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 I'm using the reference of this kappa, 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 kappa. From what I see on computer screen. I'm not going to be that focused on how it'll turn out. I'll just felt like I want to draw something easy. Why is not? There's not a single thing in this world that's completely easy. I saw this YouTube video of this artist explaining that on the red note he was viewing different artist sites that they had due to these artists were focusing very much on the basics of artwork, like light and shadow, perspectives, and such, which is not that common on, for example, on TikTok. TikTok, 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 TikTok. So it was nice to be reminded that my neighbor's coughing. It's nice to be reminded of my neighbor's coughing. It was nice to be reminded that the basics, and even drawing something very simple like a sphere, and practicing how the lights and the shadows form. And this YouTuber whose video I watched, my mind blanks when I try to remember his name. Someone who does art. It's his name. But he was born in China, I believe, and he said that in Chinese art studies in school, like we have in Finland, we can also study basic art, but at least for me, it was not that focused on actual, like, perseverance that art and drawing takes. We more so focused on learning the basic perspectives. What are vanishing points? And how to do that sort of thing, the perspectives, and we studied basic photography. We used old cameras and practiced how to develop the photos in the darkroom. That was fun. And we learned to do basic animations like tiny flip books. And that sort of thing, but it was never that dedicated, at least in our school system, in our school. Back in the small village where I'm from, a small town, maybe one could have studied harder, but it was more or less left to our own accord. Devices, accord, to do it on our own. And ish is. For example, I have had years of frustration when I basically just waited for motivation to draw something, and I had this weird thought in my head that whatever I drew, it would have to be something spectacular, something amazing, which just isn't true, or more so, anything that we draw has the potential to be amazing when we put our time and effort to it. There's some sort of a dot, and there's a target code. I can't remember the last time that I used a pencil for so long. I hope that you're able to relax. Neighbors coming. These videos are a great time to actually listen. Listen to our neighbors and what's happening around us. I'm not sure if it's a crown or something like chef's hat. I believe it's a crown. There's one over there in the middle. Here. In the middle. And one in the bottom, behind the mouse. Hiding behind the mouse. Behind the mouse. Behind the mouse. It's more on the right side. Right side. And it's a bit darker than the other one. But otherwise, this bottom piece is a little darker. Dark, dark, dark. Hope you're doing well. I wish you the best. Wish you the best. The best. The best. The best. Wish you the best. I believe there's a dog barking somewhere. Could be in some neighbor's apartment, or it could be outside on the street. Don't know which. Don't know which. Don't know. I don't know which. Shadow. There's a shadow in the box. This shadowy area can be seen. So it requires more color. It is dark. So it requires more color. These wedges or places where the wood pieces are connected are also a little darker. More on this side. There's also some shadow because this is a bit indented. It's a little bit on the inside of this wood. Then this side, the wood planks. This side and this side are almost identical in color. So they don't have that much of a color difference. A little bit, but not that noticeable. other side. I want to draw the lines according to the lines on the wood. According to the lines on the wood, the lines on the wood, the wood, the wood, the wood, the wood, on this cup, 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 cup. There we go. This has been fun to do every once in a while. Some more traditional drawing. It's a small cup. Cup. Now for you, heart, I wish that you have a peaceful night or day wherever you are. And pleasant day when you wake up, when you wake up. I wish you good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, and see you soon. Probably next week, because I tend to film weekly. One video per week seems like a good rhythm for me. Good night.